Hey guys, what's up? Austin Smith here with another EDC video. Did a couple earlier this year, maybe late last year, I don't remember exactly, but enough has changed since then that I thought I could do another set of videos showing my EDC tiers. This is the first part, which will be tier 1, which is on my person and on my belt, pockets and all that sort of stuff. And then the next is backpack, and then the next is sort of EDC, but kind of travel stuff. Anyway, this is the stuff that I have on me pretty much all the time. A few of these items I carry and swap around and stuff like that. So the first is the watch, which is a Armatron watch with a Timex band, because this watch originally came with, I think, a stretchy band, and I break stretchy bands and I break sort of the leather bands as well. Got a knife. This is the Ontario Rat 2. I carry around a couple other knives sometimes. The Ontario Rat 1, of course. And we'll put these here for comparison. The Leatherman Crater, I forget what that one's called, what number that is. I know it's Crater, but I don't know the number. And the Sanren Moose 7010, 7010, 710, whatever. All those are good. I find the one I carry around the most, though, is probably the Rat 2 at the moment. Just, it's probably my newest. The one I've carried around the most, I'm sure, is the Sanren Moose. Anyway. Then we also have a pen and notebook here. This pen is the Zebra F301. It's a good pen, hardy pen, works well. I've had no problems with it. It's probably not my favorite pen, but it's inconspicuous and it's fairly cheap for the quality. So it's a good pen to have around. And this notebook is the notebook I'm testing out. I do carry around a few different notebooks. This is a Bull and Stash notebook, which is essentially a piece of leather and some metal hardware that screw in pages. So this is notebook is attached, and you can take, or the pages are inserted, and so you can take the pages out and put more pages in. You can put different types of paper in and stuff like that. It came and it was a bit like that, which didn't look very nice, but it has flattened out over time, and it's an alright notebook. It is a bit big though. I sometimes carry these notebooks here. This is a Rhodia book, which I use for making lists and stuff. Rhodia makes great paper, and so this deals with fountain pens and all sorts of stuff like that. But it isn't waterproof. I think the cover might be plastic, but it isn't waterproof. This is a Field Notes Expedition Edition book with a dot grid, which is quite nice. And these are completely waterproof. The paper is almost entirely tear-proof as well. These are nice. I don't really have a use for them, but Field Notes books are a really nice size and they're really convenient to carry. So I don't use the more extreme properties of those, but they're nice to have around. But this is the one I've been carrying most recently. And then finally I have my phone wallet. My case is a book case for an iPhone 4. As you can see, it's really beat up now. I probably need to get a new phone and thus a new case at some point, but it does hold up. I need to probably oil it. The phone is a 4S. I don't want to open up the book part because I have some, private stuff in there. Stuff everyone keeps in their wallets. That's stuff I have on me all the time, or almost all the time. Sometimes I'm not wearing a shirt with a pocket, so I can't really carry these as easily. Put the pen in my pants pocket, but this book might have to go. Sometimes, of course, it depends on what I'm wearing, but most of the time I am wearing a shirt that can accept one of these books. So that's the main stuff. Then on my belt, which is a cheap belt, just a belt, I have a couple other things. First off, a knife. This sometimes goes around my neck, so it could be in the last category of on my person, but it's usually in my belt with this little belt loop. Yeah, there. And it does have the cord. This just goes in my back pocket, and it's nice and inconspicuous. This is the CRKT Spew knife. There we go. Which is a nice utility knife and emergency self-defense knife. And then I have this on my belt, which is my belt pouch. This is a Case Logic case. There will be a blog post about this, and the number is in there. I keep forgetting the number. It's such a strange number. This thing is super packed, and actually today I wasn't wearing it. I was testing out the Mac Edition M1 waist pack, which could probably eat this pack for breakfast. Although it is stuffed at this point. Probably just, yeah. Anyway, This might be a bit big, so I'm still looking for a good pack. Probably the Expedition Anemone. Anyway, but this is what I've had for months, and this one works great, although I have, as you can see, stuffed it, and it looks kind of weird when it's actually on the belt, but not too weird. It's not as weird as like a fanny pack or whatever, and it's not as cumbersome as those either, which is the main goal. I don't really care too much what it looks like. I can hide most of it, as long as it's pretty inconspicuous. On the outside we have a flashlight. This is the Coast A5. See if that focuses. Focus in there. Coast A5, kind of hard to read, stainless steel. It's a very simple flashlight. It's just got on and off. It's an inspection light, so it's got a nice even circle. No other modes. Clicky switch on the back. Pocket clip. I like that. The other thing on the outside is a carabiner, and well, it's not really a carabiner. It's a D-ring. It's not not as strong. And this is a Gerber shard, which I use mainly as a bottle opener, but I have used the pry tool every once in a while. So we'll take that off. This is strapped onto the, got two little strap holes because this is a camera bag from Case Logic. Let's just get this out of the way. Opening up the main pocket, we have my key fob, and this works just like the Swiss Army style keychains, like the Key Bar or the Key Smart, except it's in a nice leather handmade case. I really like that. It is a bit bulky. It makes the keys a bit bulkier than one might like, so that can be a problem. It's kind of hard to fit in this case. It kind of makes the entire case bulge out, but I've done that with my other stuff anyway. This is a Samsung track phone, one of their simplest models. This is my work phone. Just take calls on it, so I don't need anything else. This is a mini hygiene and first aid kit. Obviously you've got your alcohol prep pads. I've got dehydration tablets, or electrolyte tablets. I've got some of those gum soft picks and other stuff, bandages, knuckle, and what are they called? Fingertip, I think. Anyway, next in here I've got some cash, $15 in a little baggie, just so I don't lose it, or it doesn't get crushed by everything else. Here's a little mini toolkit. You've got stuff like wire, a razor blade, a pen. I'll break away and show these two in more detail in just a moment. So here's my little mini toolkit bag, sort of laid out. You have a few feet of wire. There's a lot of uses for wire. I carry it around mainly because at one point my glasses broke and I didn't have the right type of wire to fix them, and this would have helped a lot in that situation. But wire helps for a lot of different things. You've got a single edge razor blade. I'm not going to unwrap it, but I think of a lot of uses for those probably. This is a Bic pen that has been cut down and wrapped with electrical tape. The electrical tape is there to prevent ink from leaking out. There's no other real use for the electrical tape there, but it's pretty small, but it gets the job done. You kind of have to press down hard, but it's just an emergency pen at the very bottom there. And this is my smaller sort of eyeglass repair kit. You've got the two eyeglass pads. There's 5 screws in there. They're hard to see. This is a little eyeglass screwdriver here, a couple paper clips, and some wire. That's I believe all that's in there. Oh, nope, there's a couple of, let's see if you can see that. There's a couple of straight pins wrapped in electrical tape there. So that's my little mini toolkit bag. Alright, this is the mini first aid and hygiene bag that's in my belt pouch. Kind of broken down. We have these gum soft picks for emergency sort of flossing, toothpicking after meals, whatever. I prefer those to regular toothpicks. We've got a couple bandages. We've got a fingertip and a couple knuckle bandages there. Got some electrolyte tablets in case you get dehydrated, which is easy to do in Texas because it is hot all the time. We've got an alcohol wipe and then a couple of alcohol swabs there. That's all the stuff in there. And that is everything in the main compartment. The cell phone does come in, or it doesn't come in. I put it in a little baggie so it doesn't get scuffed up by all the other stuff in there. In this pocket here, got a bunch of crap. Easy access lighter for paracord, or if someone smokes. I don't, so don't use it that often. A whistle. This was my grandmother's whistle. that she got from a car dealership. And it's not the loudest of whistles, but it is a flat whistle, and it works. I mean, it'll get someone's attention if something's happening, more than likely. This is a Victorinox Companion. I don't really use the knife on this. I use it sort of as a mini nail file, because there was no other nail file in any of the tools that I have in here. And so that's what that is for generally. This is a worry stone. I find, as you've seen in the videos, or if you've seen my videos, I fidget around a little bit, and it's hard for me to figure out what to do with my hands a lot of the time. So this worry stone just helps me have something to do with my hands and not flail them about like an idiot when I'm talking to people. In here, got 3 other items, or 3. We got a tape measure. This is surprisingly useful. It seems kind of silly, but I have used this probably more than most of the other stuff in here. It was one of the first items I started carrying around. I don't know why I started, but I'm really glad I did. Next up here is the Leatherman Juice S2. Everyone has heard about this, I'm sure, if you're watching EDC videos and somehow got far enough down in the line to see mine. This is a great mid-size multi-tool, not a full-size, but I don't need the full-size tools. The main reason I have this is both the pliers and the scissors, which are 2 of the most useful tools around. The screwdrivers are alright, and the utility blade is cool there too. This replaced my Leatherman Micra, which I got just for the scissors, but I think the scissors may be a little worse than this, but they get the job done just as well, probably. And then I have my Altoids Smalls tin. There's nothing else in the pocket after that, so we'll put the case off to the side. Figure out how to fit that in the video better. This is, I have a video on this, it's pretty much the same. It's got some matches, a small knife, a little bit of cord, a nail, a couple straight pins and stuff I've added, and I've added an 8GB flash drive. If it focuses, there we go. 8GB mini flash drive. It's for emergency documents or whatever. I don't use it that much, but I have used it, so glad it's in there. That's everything that's in my belt pouch, which is on me almost all the time. I usually put it on at the beginning of the day, sometimes I don't, and if I'm just going to go out and get the mail, I don't really need it, but it's on me whenever I leave the house for more than 10 minutes or something like that. If I'm running errands, if I'm going to work, whatever. This is on me, got all this stuff, and unless I'm in a knife-free zone, I have this on my belt as well. Sometimes it's not necessary because I have my pocket knife, and there's also the knives on the Companion and the Juice. So it's not entirely necessary, but it is a nice quicker access knife. And so that's my pockets and belt pouch and on-person sort of tier. That's the first tier. The next tier is the backpack, and the next video will be about that. Yeah, thank you for watching.